Hello, my name is Kaya. I'm your favorite. I'm your favorite. Well, if I'm your favorite, I'm really grateful that I'm your favorite. But I'm your friendly neighborhood tarot reader, and I'm here with another reading. But first, I wanted to start with like a little sound cleanse. I know I like the bells in the other video if you guys watch that. So I'm gonna try it with some of my little instruments that I got. And I also appreciate that you guys commented, to those who commented, and you guys that liked my videos and also watched them. Thank you so much. And to those who subscribed, also thank you. It really means a lot to me. Okay. So I have this little drum. It's a mini djembe. So I'm gonna. It's a really bad sound. I don't know if I'm doing that right, but I really like messing around with musical instruments. And I got this kalimba, and I'm just gonna play a couple. I don't know what to play for you. I haven't played in a while. Ah! It's kind of like the tuning fork. Okay, other one. I don't know how the audio will be, but we'll see. Okay. So while I was getting ready to... Let me put on my glasses. I can't hear anything or understand anything while I'm not having my glasses. I can't see. While I was preparing to do this video, I was hearing things like I wanted to wear like my traditional clothing from my own culture, but I could not find the one that I wanted. So I was like, is there something wrong? But like, I also just prayed to my deities to help me with this reading, and one of them was Lady Aphrodite. And basically, I settled for a hoodie, and while I was looking for, well, not looking for, while I was putting on my hoodie, I was hearing "Made You Look" by Megan Trainor, and I'm not gonna attempt to sing right now because I really messed up my vocal cords screaming during karaoke in New Year's Eve. I know that was a while back, but still, I fried my vocal cords, so yeah. Okay, you have Two of Swords upright. I'm gonna lay it out like that so it looks like you're actually my client, yeah. But basically, that Made You Look song, it just reminded me, like, I guess Lady Aphrodite wanted you to know if you do. I don't know if you do work with her, maybe you do. Or even if you don't work with her, maybe you just like worship her, venerate her, all that. But I'm hearing the most beautiful thing that you could show up as is just as yourself. So you don't have to put all those other things to be beautiful or feel beautiful. Just being as you are is good enough. So Hierophant upright, because I ask if it's reversed or not. I'm just like setting it up so you can see it, okay? Okay. And so I guess this one's reversed. Okay, so I'm feeling something about how you're going back and forth over a certain thing. Probably a love interest or something like that, or something from your past that really bothered you. Something probably about like having mixed feelings towards someone like a friend of me, like you like this person but then you don't, and then you do, and then you don't. Like it's like a mix thingy, and I'm not judging. I cannot judge. I'm just here to tell you what you need to hear. But I'm also hearing to do more self-care. I guess self-care is just a thing that sorry, my nose is itchy. I think it's the highlighter I put. But my collective just really needs to do self-care a lot because you might be having to deal with a lot of things. And yeah, so basically it says here that Two of Swords is facing fears, a stalemate, denial, opposition, a precarious position. I'm hearing Leves because I really, really love Leve, guys. I'm hearing Leves cautionary tale, the part where she goes, I gave it too much. Na 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 na. What was it? Something about her chameleon heart took this person's draining personality. So you might have been this person that instead of staying true to yourself, you decide to. I also heard a oh no, so I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm making you nervous, but basically I'm hearing like I'm seeing a thing where you tried to fit in so that people would like you. Like, this might be a little bit graphic, but someone who's like you know, a starfish, to like get away, they like cut off their limbs so they get eek on like the rocks. But instead, you would just, if you were a starfish, you would just cut off your limbs so that you could fit in with a sand dollar. Does that make sense? Like, you're trying to be compatible with someone that you really shouldn't be with. And the next one is the damn, if I could English, hierophant, I don't know, chat, help. So it's conformity, compassion, social approval, tradition, and legacy. And this one, I guess, is calling you to be more like compassionate yourself, like earlier in the guidebook. Because at the end of the day, the bomb to this problem that you had of like cutting your parts off of like your own person, trying to be more sizable, is literally just tending to yourself again, tending to your garden again, because you can't just keep on hurting yourself. Do you know what I mean? And this might be triggering. It could be other types of hurt, but if you do need the help, please seek out someone that will hear you, someone you can trust. It doesn't necessarily have to be a therapist, because I understand some people, like, therapy is like out of the question due to like financial constraints, and also insurance is pretty like bad, at least in the United States. But so that might be something that's bothering you. And Six of Wands, like, you feel like you're not brave enough, because this woman, I'm gonna face it upright so you can see, like, she's bold, she's astounding, like, she knows where she's going, she's gorgeous, she's gorgeous. So you feel like all this self-mutilation kind of made you feel ugly, but here is the thing. You were never ugly for going through something like that. What was ugly is your lack of, and then this is gonna be so harsh, it's your lack of respect or self-doubt. Yeah, that's the problem. So reverse is ego, pride, disrepute, a fall from grace. So you felt like I'm seeing an angel. Icarus could be significant. Like an angel falling from the sky, or you felt like you fell from grace and you're like, oh, I can't go back. And also, you're too egotistical to take yourself back. You shouldn't, because like at the end of the day, we all die, right? But at the end of the day, you're the only one left with yourself. So you really should slap that ego you have and be like, I'm gonna fix me for me, not for other people. Okay, can I get more on this tarot? I'm hearing pink. I have 2 pinks, but I'll just show you guys which pinks I have. But basically this is from an anime that, this anime merch, I didn't know you could actually divinate with this. I got this when I was 13, when I was not aware of, I mean, I like horror stories, but I didn't know anything tarot reading, so, or oracle reading. This functions more as an oracle, I believe. I think it's this one. I miss her. I've had this since I was 13. I already said that probably. I don't know. I will not remember. Let me put this to the side, or maybe I'll just literally just put it somewhere. By somewhere, I mean like put it back in the deck, because like my table is kind of full, because I have most of my the English is not Englishing. I have most of my tools on the desk. So wait, let me move my kalimba. I don't want to break it. I really love musical instruments. You could also be a musician too, which is cool. Keep up the good work. But I like this deck. It's so tingly. Let me shuffle it. Not really shuffle, I'm just cutting through the deck. This one's kind of hard because they're long. So this story of this one, I don't know why I feel like maybe I'm just a yapper, or maybe this is something that would be beneficial for you, but the story of this anime, it's from Cardcaptor Sakura, but basically she finds like a book, and then the book had like cards in it, but she didn't know that, and she just picked up one, and she's like, oh my god, the wind, and then it went whoosh, like all the cards are gone, and now the guardian of the cards got so mad at her, and they have to collect the cards one by one. So you might be feeling like you have to pick up the pieces of yourself, like you feel like the self-harm thingy that we talked about earlier. I think self-destruction is more of a better term now that I think about it. All that self-destruction you did to yourself really, really ruined you. And you feel like there's nothing left for you. Oh, hold on, I'm sweating. Oh my god! Also, I don't know if you guys wear crystal bracelets, but I hate my crystal bracelet. Like, I'm a hairy person, okay? I have hair on my arms. It's just a brown girl thing. I would put it, and then it would pinch my freaking arm hairs. Why would you do that? So much for clarity. I'm joking. It's fine. But, okay. I thought my cat was scratching. I cannot shuffle it like this. Hold on. I should just pick. And I think you're really, like, regretting this thingy. You feel like it took years off of your life, and this person just wouldn't want you, kind of thingy. And you feel very lost with that, which I understand. I've kind of been in similar situations, so I can't judge you. And to be honest, I shouldn't judge you. I'm just another human being. I'm not God. I'm not a spirit. I'm not your ancestors. It's not my job. I'm just here to give you messages. Yeah. Okay, let's pick 3. Wait, let's pick one hand first. What messages do you have for this collective? So you got the mirror. Maybe it's time to look at the mirror. And I'm hearing the, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. And also, what? Levi Snow White, they try to tell me I'm wrong, but mirror still lies to me. My mind just plays along. You might be someone with, I'm sorry, this is very triggering. I'm sorry that this happened to you. So please seek out that help. Do not hurt yourself, okay? I'm picking up on someone that probably has body dysmorphia, if that makes sense. I'll pick from this one. I got the change. Yeah, we were just thinking about Man in Mirror and how, like, that song has part, like, if you want to make the world a better place, you better take a look at yourself and bring that change. That's such a bad singing thingy. I'm sorry. I will shut up now. I can sing better, but it's just my throat is cooked. This one. And you got the create. Okay, so this is your cards. I'm gonna show them to you. Makeup review. I'm joking. This is, look at me with my Huda Beauty setting powder. I'm joking. But yeah, these are your cards, and basically it's just, so the change that you're looking for in your life starts not by like picking at yourself or your appearances in the mirror. It's more of like, mirror is more of like reflecting, like you're reflecting what you have been through and how you went through these things. But instead of like being judgy and be like, oh, I was so stupid back then, don't do that. Usually I think this thing that happened to you happened when you were like younger. I'm picking on like 13 to 18. But yeah, it might be when you were really young, but it was really, really impactful that it affected you on your later formative years, if that makes sense. So you just have to like look at yourself in an honest way, and also in a way that is non-judgmental, because you already feel kicked down. Like, from the cards earlier, you already feel like you fell from grace. Why would you point at yourself and throw tomatoes? You know what I mean? And like, in this economy, you want to throw tomatoes at yourself? You have money? JK, no, I'm not asking for money. You don't have to. So look at the mirror, or reflecting can bring about the change that will help you create the kind of life that you want to have. And you might be trying to get into manifestation and all that. Say me too, help. You might have also had doubts of like, oh, I can never manifest, I could never do this, I could never do that, like I don't think I'm doing good enough. Let me tell you something, girl. Me, when I was like 9, I would like go to this province where I lived when I was small. So basically, I was still 9 years old, and basically on the way to where I was going, I saw like pine trees, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'd love to live somewhere with pine trees. I live now in a place full of pine trees. So if that doesn't prove to you that manifestation doesn't exist, and it was just one thought, like I just thought of that one time, and now I live in a place with pine trees. So it's also proof that if you do want something, that means that something is for you. So actually, even better, that something is something you already have, but only in the future. So just hold on a little bit. Let me pick out some more cards. Which one? This one. I have this one. I love it because it's so small. Sorry if you're using headphones, I'm so sorry. So I like this one because it's small and my hands are small. They're small. Like I only have big palms. I often say like, oh, my hands are just good for smacking people in the face. I would never smack you, by the way. But yeah, I'm also feeling like some kind of tightness on my throat. So you might be feeling that, or you might feel constricted, like you feel like wherever you are right now, you feel trapped, like there's nowhere to go, and it feels, oh my god, it feels like it's lonely, and it's just you, so you feel terrible. Yeah. Which is understandable, but I don't think you should. Easier said than done. I hate when people are like, oh, you shouldn't dwell on sad things. Easier said than done, to be honest. I can't judge y'all, but just take care of yourself. Like, take one day at a time. Hell, take 1 second at a time if that helps you. Okay, so my collective. What is another thing for my collective? Because I still feel like the tingles and stuff. Although this might be shorter than the other videos. I don't know. It's a lot. Hold on, should I take this? Hold on, let me clean my hands. Because now I'm confused. You might feel confused yourself too. I know, this is my hand sanitizer, but like I put like lavender on it. It's so loud. Now it smells good. Because it was just alcohol. So yeah. It might be... Oh! Wait, what the hell? I had a thing earlier about how you feel like you're being hexed. You feel like you just have a really, really... Wait, let me say that properly, because you have like one bad thing after the other. You feel like someone's watching you, kind of thingy. And I was thinking for days about what I wanted to like do for a reading, because me, I'm the type of person, I only ever ask questions when it comes to like my friends that go to me for readings, and also for myself. But if it's like for a collective thing, I usually don't set intentions. I just like shower, and then I get random thought and I go, aha! So like, yeah. I was getting this thing, and I guess these people don't want you to know, because my throat feels like, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna take that. The crow. We had this the last time, but also, what is a crow? Maybe it could be maybe it could be working with a deity, or maybe there's I don't really know how the reaching out thingy works. I use like deities reaching out to you kind of thingy. Like I used to believe that, and I wanted to be someone that a deity would reach out to, but now that I think about it, it's not a bad thing per se, but like it's kind of like hard to understand. So like I don't really dive into that. So I am getting like I don't know. I don't know. I'm starting to doubt myself. It might be someone that's always doubtful or like always anxious, which I am too. The Ancient Ones and the Crow. I don't know. It might be something to do with your ancestors and the Crow. I was picking up someone like Loki or someone like that. So it could be, maybe that could be something significant for you. But that might just be for a few. So I'm gonna put that to the side. Some of these. I feel pressure in my head right now. Wait, let me cover my head again. I know I was sweating, but I gotta protect that crown. Yeah, and don't let people randomly touch your hair. I think it might be someone that people would just go, oh, you have such nice hair. Like, so, always have, don't let people touch your hair. Like, really. But that's just general advice, so. Okay, so now we have Wild Woman. I love this card. I get her often. And then you get another one. Okay, I'm gonna read it because I heard read for 3 of this. I think it's just this one. What the 62. Wild woman soon get the blues. Okay, so the essence is when the wild woman dances into your reading, she reminds you of the essence of authenticity and freedom, divested of all social constraints and social conformity. Social conformity. Damn, let me get my American accent on. The wild woman holds up a mirror to your essential self. Didn't we just get a mirror thingy? Bruh, I like it when there's like synchronicities in readings. Like it tickles my brain, to your essential self, the true essence of who you are and who you're meant to become. So, going off that one, so basically earlier we were talking about how you feel like you've ruined yourself because you've cut off the parts of you, but you have to remember that there was just like a cycle. Like it's a cycle. I'm not saying that you're gonna be stuck in that forever. It's more of like think of like a life cycle of butterfly. Like the shittiest stage, I think, if I was a butterfly, I would say is probably the larvae, because I'm just the whole time eating leaves and then pooping every time I eat leaves. So that was probably the dookiest part of your life. It's kind of just a phase in your life. It is not permanent. And just because that happened to you doesn't also mean that yes, there might be some permanent things that would stay with you, like the lessons you learned, but that doesn't mean however it changed you stays forever, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'm gonna continue reading. She is a reminder of the bright light within each of us that gets dimmed by the restrictions imposed upon us by the expectations of society. She reminds us that in order to be fully present in life, we must uncover that light and let it shine brightly, regardless of the perceived consequences. So the invitation, which is for this deck, the invitation is the upright, and then the medicine is the downright. The reversed, okay? So when the wild woman comes to dance in your reading, you're invited to shine brightly and to know that your true self is being called out to engage the world. Stop hiding. Why are you hiding? I'm hearing that Ricky when I catch you, Ricky. Ricky when I catch you, Ricky. It might be a situation that if you don't put yourself out there, the universe itself will be like, yoink, put you outside. Because if you're not gonna learn it yourself, like if you're not gonna have the balls to do it yourself, the universe usually goes, it's your turn, it's time, and then puts you in that situation, and then you're gonna have to think on your feet so that you learn. It's like, when you're letting a baby walk, and then I don't know, I had little cousins and I always looked after them. You're letting a little baby walk, and first they're like holding to you, and then you slowly let go. It's kind of like that. Although sometimes, depending on how much you resist, I think the universe is more prone to, like, if you're like resisting a lot, they immediately go, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Anyway, your authentic self doesn't fit in a box, so stop cutting off your foot. I'm getting like Cinderella's stepsister, like trying to sorry, I didn't mean a fart sound. That was my lips. It wasn't a fart, promise. Like cutting off her toes so that she could fit in the shoes. Why would you try to wear shoes that's not made for you? I'm looking at you. So your authentic self needs freedom to shine. It's time to have courage and step into the light. The wild woman says, shine brightly, dance with abandon, be yourself, and let the Great Spirit decide what happens. You'll be happy you did. Yeah, because as much as there's like a lot of like there's a lot of factors that can affect someone's mental health, right? Like obviously disorders and stuff, but sometimes I'm not saying that disorders are like dismissed, okay? But sometimes the greatest obstacle we ever have in our life is us, which is kind of stupid. But yeah. Anyway, anything more from this deck? Oh, you got the. I've never seen this before. The Mystical Shaman, and it's 38. Seeing like an eagle. Eagle. Let me see. Okay, so this is the symbol of the myth maker and storyteller who is neither made of nor defined by the story. I'm literally hearing Eliza, because I love Hamilton, I'm sorry, that I'm erasing myself from the narrative. However, that narrative that you had, it never defined you, okay? Damn, there's a lot of hurt people, y'all. Maybe it's because I understand how y'all feel. Maybe that's why y'all are my collective. It's okay. You've got this. But always use your discernment, though, every time I have reading. Like, I don't support the Lulu is the Sululu when it comes to tarot readings. That will make you go insane. Don't do it. So, instead, he observes it. Like I said earlier, just observe the narrative of your life and evolves through it and perceives all aspects of it. In doing so, the mystical shaman represents the ability to dream a new story, a new myth into being. He dances between worlds, wearing the cloak of the world loosely around his shoulders, and sings the world into being. He reminds us to be in the world and travel through it, but not to be defined by it or become too attached to the experience. What did we talk about earlier? Let me read the other things. So this is the symbol of true alchemy, for all elements of life have a spiritual aspect and a material one. When we remember this, all manner of miracles and manifestations are possible. So you might be drawn to doing a transmutation spell. So maybe you could look into that and make sure that you look at a spell that's within your culture, because you don't want to get into close practices, because girl, that thing's, it's not good to mess with. So like, stay within your culture. Do you understand? Okay. We do not culturally appropriate in this magical space right here. That's a big no. So I'm gonna read the invitation, okay? When the mystical shaman appears, you're invited to consider the ability to live without attachment, which makes a lot of sense for someone that has been too attached to people that don't really like care about them. I'm sorry. So you are called to create. We literally had the create card earlier, girl. And dream your life, to act on inspiration and divine impulse without fixating on a known story of success or achievement. Can you impartially observe the stories you tell yourself and others? What if you could become a mystery to yourself? Like, I think that's the greatest human horror, is like when you're like, oh, I'm this person, but then you look in the mirror and then you realize that's not who you are. I think that's the greatest body horror ever. So I really think it's good to be true to yourself, okay? Who would you become if you stopped telling the tales that have defined you up until now? You do not have to live in a story that has roots in the past. Turn a new leaf. What if there were no need to explain yourself to anyone, and not even to yourself? Like, you don't have to be like, oh, I'm like this because of this, I'm like this because of that. You are who you are because you are who you are. Does that make sense? The way to your most extraordinary life is to become a blank slate and allow the form of your dreams and desires to show up as it will. This is a sign of manifesting a life beyond of your wildest dreams. So, yeah, I think you feel like you have gotten in the way of yourself. So that may be something you need to work on. Is there anything else for this one? No. Is there one for... I'm gonna get the green. I like this green one. It's my favorite. You might be someone that has been... So my deck, I love white rabbits. You might be someone that has participated in the one on TikTok where they're like, oh, so and so this until the white rabbit got to me, which is like referencing to the white rabbit in Alice in Wonderland, I think. So you might be someone that thinks that, oh, life was good until this happened, which is, that's okay. Like, I'm not judging you for that. That happened to me too. I think it's part of the human experience, but I think it really changed us. Okay. Yeah. Huh? So you do have harvest. Sorry, my brain is just pausing. So it might be something about. Sorry, I just had to look. It might be something about. This is reassurance that you will get the things you're manifesting for. Like, I'm hearing no. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Maybe I'm just anxious. But so that's a sign for that one. It says determination and hard work. As long as you work hard in your shadow work, it will pay off. Like, yes, it will hurt. It will be a pain in the booty, but it's for your own good, you know? And you can't really make apple pie or pumpkin pie without, like, cutting up the pumpkin, pureeing the pumpkin. Yeah, right now you are getting pureed into your best self. Like, that sounds... You get what I mean? This might be a little longer one, but... We'll see. Is there anything else? Okay. So I got snow, which is rest and contemplation. So I think a lot of people mistake that working on yourself is not rest. It is to some degree, because you're trying to see how you can improve or how you can minimize stressing yourself by, like, not overthinking, if that makes sense. So that contemplation is also rest. Next is hearth. So safety, comfort, and spiritual connection. And you see there's, like, portraits and all that. You might be drawn to talking to ancestors. You might have some... What's this? Let me see. Some ancestral gifts and stuff. But there is a puppy over here, so you might have a soul dog that you lost. I'm really sorry. I know pet loss is very hard. I don't know why that sounds like really, really shallow of me to say. I don't know. It sounded shallow to me. Maybe I'm just overthinking. But there's also, like, I think these are owls. So yeah, you might be like the crow earlier. There might be some, and there's also a cat. Like, there's multiple animals, so these animals could be significant to you in your practice, or maybe there's, like, a spirit guide that gives you signs and messages through animals like these. And what else? There's also, like, pentacles and stuff. So you might be someone that does practice something of the spiritual thingy. Let me see. Bro, I can't read. Hi. The number is 67. No, just 6. Okay, I won't say it because I know some of you guys don't like that. So it's the card meaning is the hearth is the spiritual heart of your home, symbolizing the presence of spirit. A physical hearth provides light, warmth, and a way to prepare nourishment. The spiritual hearth represents the spiritual nature of the home, the essence of what it makes, the essence of what makes it a place of rejuvenation and comfort. The location of the spiritual hearth is unimportant, as is whatever you might use or recognize as its physical representation. It may be a feeling, a meditation, or a blanket. Hearth also symbolizes connection with those you consider family, as well as spirit. This card suggests that you look to those relationships and do what is necessary to reinforce them. Renew your connection to your hearth to keep the communication with spirit in your home vibrant. In what way does your connection to spirit need attention? So you might be self-isolating, because at least where I am, it's like winter and people don't really like going out in winter because it's cold. So you might be kind of isolating yourself. Go outside. Please reach out to somebody, like your friends, like people that you haven't talked to in a while. Talk to them, not in a way of like, oh, I'm here to complain about my life. Talk about your favorite game. Talk about Genshin Impact, Cookie Run. That's my favorite games. Talk about those things. This one is sickle. Focus. What is that? Regrowth and letting go. So Which is interesting because we have the harvest one earlier and it had a sickle at the bottom, or a scythe, which is, they're kind of similar. Let me see what it says. Sickle cell anemia. Sorry, I was just studying about that. You might have sickle cell though, I don't know. 95. So the sickle is a gardening tool used for harvesting and reaping, though it is closely associated with death. In art, death is often seen holding this tool, a symbol of taking life that has finished. I mean, you might have suffered like a death in your family or like a friend and in last year, and I mean this in the best way. You can still reconnect with them, but like do it safely. Do not just like randomly do it. Like you don't have to do it if you don't feel pressured to. You can just like, I guess in some way you can try to, because earlier when I was holding the hearth card, I was hearing Remember Me, the Remember Me, that one song. Basically it's like being in contact with these people is as simple as just remembering your memories with them. It's okay. It doesn't have to be like it doesn't have to be like super magical stuff. You could literally just look through old photos and it could be as simple as that. Anyway, let's continue. The sickle helps to clear away the dead matter and control overgrowth, allowing for new growth to take place unhindered. Clearing and cutting away outdated or unneeded material leaves space for new life and new beginnings. It doesn't cut life short. Instead, it refocuses available resources so that life can continue. The sickle card reminds you to cut away what drains your energy or no longer serves you, so focused growth can take place. What parts of your life need to be cut back or cut out completely to help you grow? Okay, so that's all I have for now, I think. I'm really sorry about your loss, and I really wish you the best, and I hope you get to find like peace, like, because grief is a weird thing. It's not like something that you can just like go around and it's fine. It's more of like you have to sit with it, but while you sit with it, you cannot let it smother you to death, if that makes sense. Okay, that's all I have for you. Thank you again for listening to my readings, and I really appreciate that you guys stayed. And yeah, thank you so much. Bye bye.